Gail, you in danger, girl. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now, remember, subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And this is The Oval, Season 1, Episode 7, and the name of this episode is The Dark Sheep. This was a really good episode because the storyline is now evolving and we're getting some backstory on some of the characters, which explains some of their actions as to why they are the way they are. And one special person that I want to talk about in the opening scene was Victoria. We got a backstory on Victoria and it made perfect sense because people were going crazy on social media, like on Twitter and IG, about her going down on Max, and people were saying, all kind of shit like, how the hell could she do some shit like that? How could Tyler put this on TV and all this shit? But I loved what Tyler did with this because he really showed one of the hidden issues that we sweep under the rug in the black community, in the black community. And that issue is colorism, because we see that she literally is getting down on her knees trying to get a Slurpee off of Max. Max rejects her and she begins to go into her backstory. Turns out she grew up in a family that was filled with colorism. She said her mother was light-skinned. She was married to this light-skinned man, but she had an affair with a dark-skinned man, and pretty much it was a one-night stand, and she was the byproduct of that. And she said she always felt like she was hated. She never felt like she fit in because she was the dark one of the family. So, and obviously her family was a well-to-do family because they sent her off to boarding school because they didn't want her ass around. And it was while at boarding school, it's where she met Hunter. And, she talks about how now that she's aligned herself with Hunter, her life, like, she pretty much was the brains. And she said that she just did what all the other white girls that were around her, they would marry a man that wasn't as dumb but pretty much had clout. She did the same thing with him. And she goes on and on about, how destructive and how damaging her marriage is. And we literally see that Victoria is insane because she's literally built this life. Yeah, it's giving you a lot of prestige and it's giving you access to a world, for the fact that you're probably like the first, quote unquote, she's the, one of the first black ladies to be the first lady. And, Max was like, why don't you leave him? And she was like, and give up all of this? Everything that I worked so hard for? And then she flipped it and starts being demeaning to him. And was like, you're nothing but a servant. And all you'll end up doing is serving people like me. And all of this shit. And then tells him, say it. Say that you are my servant. And he says, I'm here to serve the office. I was like, he ain't go with her shit. I actually like Max a little bit because Max ain't for the bullshit. Max really did some good shit this episode. So then she was like, you and your simple life and your simple wife. Call me when you ready to divorce that bitch. And walked away. And I'm sitting there like, are you fucking serious, Victoria? Are you serious? Like, Victoria is really insane. Like, she literally hides behind her prestige, but we see that Victoria ain't got it all together. I mean, for the fact that you was trying to get a Slurpee off of the Secret Service man who's a happily married man, and I'm glad that Max stood his ground and he wasn't going for her advances, but that's the reason why she was mad, because she wanted to put some white meat in her mouth and he told her no. So she walks off and Trip this. Tell me why this crazy, creepy motherfucker Jason pops up like, hey. I'm like, he was in there the whole time, hiding, listening to the whole conversation. And Max was like, Jason? He was like, no one never turns her down. She's gonna get you eventually, because she always get what she wants. And Max told him, I thought we had this conversation about you creeping around. He's like, it's my house. I'm like, yeah, it's your house, Jason, but you gonna get slapped the fuck up messing with Max. Max ain't here for your bullshit. So, and then all of a sudden, Jason starts singing, your shirt's hanging out your zipper. I was like, Jason got issues. So then, we later on, and pretty much, this whole situation between Victoria and Hunter, they've been together for 20 years. So 20 years it's been this thing, this back and forth. She literally hates him and he hates her, but it's a marriage of opportunity, because it's all about her own prestige, and she don't give a shit about nothing else. So after Max leaves Jason creepy ass over on the floor, he runs into Kyle, and Kyle starts with his questioning and shit, like, he lets him know that his wife had called, and like, so what happened? Were you with the president? Were you with him the whole time? Oh, okay. So what happened? And it gets to the point that Max was like, bruh, like, what the hell are you, why are you up in here asking me all these damn questions? He said that, well, the thing is, you say you were with the president, but I saw you come out of the residence and the president's at the Oval. It's not a good look. And he was like, well, won't you tell me about your lead, Kyle? The lead that doesn't want you anymore. Talking about Donald. And I was like, I like Max, because Max ain't for Kyle's bullshit. And he's like, what are you trying to say, Max? He's like, what are you trying to say, Kyle? He was just like, you know what, leave me the hell alone. And then he also mentions that, your shirt's in your zipper, throwing that around. Then we get a scene with Kareem and Sharon at the pharmacy. They both were getting on my nerves in this scene because, first of all, she wants him to drop the charges on Barry. Now, I'm understanding Barry had every right to whoop that boy's ass because Kareem was doing too much. As I said before, when it's a relationship, you stay the hell out of it. But Kareem wants Sharon back, and he literally line stepped, and Barry checked your ass, and he fucked you up in your store, and you got what you deserved. But then again, I understand why he would want to press charges because you did fuck up his business. So I understand why he would want to press charges. But Sharon was like, well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that if I were you and all that. And Kareem was like, are you threatening me, Sharon? Seriously? This man came up in here and messed up my store and you gonna threaten me? She was like, no, it's just that he's going through a lot right now. And I'm just asking, please, just don't press charges on him. Could you do it for me? He's like, why would I do that for you, Sharon? like, seriously. This damn man wants you, and here you are trying to stroke him to get him to give you what you want. But Kareem, you up there telling her, oh, well, you need to leave him. You need to get away from him. Where's she supposed to go, Kareem? Live with you? You and Michelle? Seriously, bruh? Deal with that situation before you be trying to get into somebody else's shit. Crazy ass. And he's like, you don't need him and all of that. I'm like, oh, she don't? Oh, so what? You're going to replace him and what, you're going to have Sharon and still have Michelle on the side? Like, how's that going to work, Kareem? Get your shit together. But then, Sharon pretty much says she has to go home, but, think about it. Don't do anything. I hope you have a change of heart. Like, yeah, I'm understanding why Barry got mad, but then again, Barry, there are laws and regulations, and you just can't come up in somebody's business and whoop their ass and not have no consequences for it. Just saying. But then again, he was right for whooping Kareem's ass because Kareem was line stepping, and what really made Barry mad was that here it is, Kareem talking shit, and he overheard it, and he literally overheard Sharon not really coming to his defense. So Sharon kind of back and forth. She's kind of caught in between two men, and you could tell that she has some feelings for Kareem, but she's in love with Barry. But then again, it's like the way that we saw in this scene, she's trying to get the hell away from Barry because Barry doing too damn much, and it's agreed. So we see that Hunter at the back at the White House, Hunter's calling Denise. Denise is pretty much saying that, he's like saying, "Come see me." She's like, "Hell no, I'm not coming up there." And pretty much she said that, what, your wife came up in here and did this shit to me. I ain't scared of that bitch, but I'm over this shit. This is too much. And then she was like, I could go to the press with this. I'm like, bitch, you might not want to do that because that will really be crazy. So we just see that Hunter wants Denise back up in the White House, so he can get some more of Denise's ill na. Then we see that Nancy and Richard are having a situation back at their home. They're looking for Barry. Sharon finally shows up and they ask her, have she seen Barry? She lets it be known that she saw him earlier. He got into a fight at the pharmacy with Kareem that Kareem instigated because Kareem would have mounted his fucking business. If Kareem would have stayed in his lane and would have minded his business, nothing would have happened. I mean, probably it would have been an exchange just between the two of you, but the fact that Kareem was injecting himself into your argument, Kareem got his ass whooped. So tell everything, but she's not telling it all, and then pretty much Richard decides that he's gonna go out and he's gonna try to find where Barry is. I'm like, yeah, you better hurry up because Barry just going here, there, and everywhere, giving everybody some shit. So then Sharon tells Miss Nancy that she's going to leave because Barry had put her out. But then Miss Nancy's like, no, I need you here. I don't know if I can make it without you. But then Sharon was like, look, I'm getting sick of Barry and his stuff. Like, this is too much. I got work, I got school, and I got bills. And he giving me all of this. I understand he lost his daughter, but it's just becoming too much to deal with. But she's like, look, just stay, please. Just stay for me. I'm like, see, Nancy, there you go, starting some more shit. He already mad at your ass because you brought Ruth up into the damn house. And now you getting in the middle of it and want Sharon to stay. But I'm like, like, Sharon, you about to get a world of some shit. Because, yeah, he mad. But then again, she thinking that it's going to blow over. But the fact is, we saw last episode, Picky told him some shit about Sharon and Kareem. I don't believe it's true, though. I just think that Picky's just being messy. But what was his motive behind that? I think in time we'll find that out. So we saw that go down. Then we see back at the White House in the command room, Kyle again is fucking with Max. Max is on the phone with his wife, and he's like, your pants is out of your zipper. And he was like, oh no, don't worry about that, honey. He's just an asshole. I'm like, yeah, because Kyle is an asshole and he's crazy as shit. And I'm about to get to that. So then all of a sudden, we see Hunter in his office. He's going mad because he's trying to reach out to Denise. Denise is not answering his calls. And when she does answer, she hangs up on him. So this motherfucker goes to the desk and pushes every damn control button there is on the control board. So now he done set off the emergency control. All of SS come in with guns drawn, like, what's going on? And he was like, I only want Max. The rest of you can get the hell out of here. And then Kyle standing outside the office like, does this dumbass even know what that button is for? Like, he don't care. Like, he's a dumbass in the White House. It's funny how that kind of resembles, our current situation. Just saying. Tyler, you slick with that, but I'm with it. So, pretty much, Hunter and Max go back and forth, and he tells Max, go get Denise. And were you with Victoria when she went over there to her shop? And he was like, yeah. He's like, you know how she is. That bitch is like a co-ed spy and shit. Don't leave me in the dark, but go get her ass. And then all of a sudden, we see that Cal's outside, and Cal again starts fucking with Max, saying that, oh, won't you tell the president he doesn't need to be using the control boards to summon his flunky? And he was like, and then like Max was like, you know what, Cal, you really starting to get on my bad side. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly where I want to be. And then Max was like, yeah, you like being on a man's side. I was like, oh shit, Max. There you go with the clapbacks. Like, he was throwing some good shade. And he was like, and then pretty much, Max kind of stepped up. Kyle was like, yo, just leave me the hell alone, man. He's like, gladly. And then Donald shows up, and he looks at Kyle like, Kyle, what the hell you doing here? He's like, I was in the command room when, because, it's now gotten to Donald that, Hunter then sounded off the emergency alarm. Because Hunter's a stupid asshole and he's just thinking about his dick. And, he sees that Kyle is there and he's like, what the hell you doing here, Kyle? He's like, I was in the command room when we got the call. He says, well, don't you think you need to take your ass back there? So pretty much they go their own separate ways. Kyle goes to talk to Hunter. I'm sorry, Donald goes to talk to Hunter and Max goes back to the control room. But before Kyle leaves, he gets a report about what went down at the airport between Lily and Bobby. And the person was like, do you want me to take to the chief of staff? He's like, oh no, I'll handle this personally. So I was like, oh, Cal is a messy bitch. So all of a sudden we see that Donald goes into Hunter's office, and he's like, you know that those buttons are for certain things. And Hunter don't give no shits. He's like, I don't care as long as I get what I want. And he's like, okay, sir, what do you need? He says, 2 tits and 1 ass, meaning Denise. And then he was like, do you know that ratchet whore went to her store? And then Donald's like, excuse me, what? Oh, I'm sorry, ratchet whore is Victoria, just so you know. But then Donald was like, well, maybe this whole situation blowing up is for the best. And he says, and then all of a sudden we see that Hunter gets his little power little trip on and was like, I'm the president of the United States, so you don't tell me what you think is best. And then all of a sudden, Donald was like, we got a cabinet meeting, He's like, do I look like I care? I'm like, so you mean to tell me that you in the fucking White House and you don't give a shit about policy or anything? You just there. And you don't want to do nothing. Sounds familiar? Anyway. But you can just see that Donald was over it like, this motherfucker. Because practically Donald is the president. Donald's the chief of staff and Donald's running everything, while this motherfucker playing golf and playing with titties and ass with Denise up in the Oval. Crazy as hell. So then we get this scene where Kyle confronts Bobby. He pretty much tells him, you going to Panama, and he's like, what? Why? He's like, either that or die. So Kyle is mad as shit. And he's like, man, okay, that's cool, but I just got shot. I can't travel. He's like, oh, so you trying to be a bitch now? And he was like, and then cause Bobby was like, oh, so what, you acting like a bitch now? Like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, you keep coming at me, I'm gonna show you how much of a bitch I am. Get the hell out. Get out. Just leave. Just go. I'm like, really, bitch? So we already see that Kyle ain't got all of his marbles upstairs. He is completely just off the rails. We come to find out in this scene that Bobby and Kyle were ranked, or that Kyle was also a ranger as well, that they were in combat together. And he said that I was by your side then and I'm by your side now, but you need to talk to me. You need to let me know what's going on with you. And they both kind of dancing around each other. He's dancing around because we all know that Bobby had relations with Lily up in the bathroom. Tore her ass up. And we know that Kyle obviously has something going on with Donald, but now Donald is pushing him away and is making him crazy. And then all of a sudden he was saying that, he hates me. And he thinks that we're not good for each other. But I think we make a great fit. And he's like, who are you talking about? And he's just like, you know what? Just go. Just leave. Just go. And I'm like, yo, Kyle is doing too damn much. But as soon as Kyle leaves, Bobby finds Kyle's other phone and ends up calling Lily, and he calls her to warn her that, look, somebody's going to call you to ask you about what went down at the airport. You just need to tell them that, you know, I spoke to you, but you didn't speak back. And don't worry about the whole situation with the bathroom, because I checked, there were no cameras in that area. So you have nothing to worry about in regards to that. But then Lily was all like, why are you calling me? Don't call me again. And at first she was giving all this pushback, but then he kind of broke her out of it. It's like, girl, are you going to be naive your entire life? Because she is naive. Because you ain't naive to the fact that you're just Donald's beard. That's the only reason why he married you, because you're pretty, you're gorgeous, you look good on his arm, and he's the chief of staff. It's all a publicity stunt. Because we definitely can tell Donald got some secret issues. And the fact that he's not having sex with you, that's a telltale sign. Big time. And he says that, look, somebody's about to call you. I'm telling you, you need to play this out. You know, let them know that you don't know anything, and that, you know, keep up a good front. And sure enough, after Bobby hangs up on the phone with her, Cal calls and says, I'll be over there in 15 minutes. You know, we need to have a conversation. You know, it's to your own good, because I got some information that I want to relay to you. So we saw all that go on. Then we get back to the trap house. Bees in the trap, bees in the trap, with Gail and Picky's ass. Jason calls Gail and says that, well, actually, Gail calls Jason. She says, has anybody missed me? He says, don't nobody miss you. And he's like, ain't nobody asking about you. I told you it was going to work. He's like, now what about our deal? And she was like, I ain't giving you nothing. And he was like, are you serious? Do you know I could F this up for you? And she's like, please, I'm not coming back. Do what you gotta do. Just don't call me anymore, creep. And hung up on his ass. And I was like, oh shit, you gonna regret that shit, Gail. Because you already know your damn brother's creepy as hell. So what makes you think he won't use that creep shit on your ass? Or has he already? Because I really do feel that there's some sick shit going on with them two kids. And I think in due time we'll find that out. So then we go to Denise's store, and she gets a knock, and it's Barry. And immediately her and Barry go back and forth, and she's like, where's my money, Barry? He's like, I ain't got your money right now, and all of that. And he's like, what happened with, what's going on with you and your twin? And she was like, I don't talk to her, crazy ass bitch. I was like, damn, there is no love at all for Ruth. And he's like, well, you need to reach out to her and find Carl. And she was like, I don't talk to Carl no more. And besides, why can't you reach out to Ruth your damn self? And he was like, I can't. She's dead. And she's like, oh, what? She felt sentimental for about maybe a minute, and then it was over. And then he was like, damn. Like, and then he was like, and then Denise was like, you killed her. He's like, I ain't killed that girl. He's like, everybody know that you hate her ass. And she's like, yeah, and you the one up here sitting up here in my face like you don't give a shit. And she's like, look, I don't know. And then he's like, you need to try to find Carl. And she was like, look, I told you, Carl don't have a phone. I can't get in touch with him. And he was like, are you serious? This is your niece I'm talking about. And she's like, I don't know her. I gave a Mariah Carey response real quick. And then he called her a cold-hearted bitch. And she was like, call me a bitch one more time. And that changed Barry's tune. I'm like, yeah, Barry been getting away talking shit to everybody. But yeah, he got one person because, yeah, Denise looked like, yeah, because we saw her fighting with Victoria. Even though Victoria fucked her up, she gave Victoria a run for her money. She ain't go down without a fight. So, yeah, Barry, keep on fucking around with the wrong person, you're gonna get your ass whooped. So you need to calm your damn nerves down. And, you know, when she finally makes it, oh, you mean the Rackadoochies? Oh, hell no, you need to leave that alone. He's like, I can't leave it alone. I want my daughter back. Where's my daughter? And she's like, look, you need to leave that alone, okay? They will find you, okay? They will. And she says that, look, they are known to disappear. So you need to leave that alone. And then the next thing you know, she sees somebody at the door. Well, pretty much the motorcade coming through. Well, Secret Service rolling through. She makes Barry hide. Barry sees this whole thing going on behind, she done hid Barry. And it's Max. Her door's a lock because she's closed. But she's talking to Max throughout, on the other side of the door, like, I'm not coming up there, so you need to get your ass back in that car and tell him I'm not coming, and I'm not doing this anymore. She turned her back. Tell me why the hell Max got a key to her damn store and let himself in. Then she's like, "Oh, seriously? You got a key to my establishment? Are you serious? Like, what kind of shit is this?" She's like, "Look, the president wants you, and he wants you now, and you need to come with me, ma'am." She's like, "I'm not going nowhere with you." He gets the president on the phone, and she's like, "He wants to talk to you." She's like, "I don't want to talk to him." And then also he gets on the phone, he's like, "Okay." He puts on the black gloves and is like, "Look, it is what it is. Either you can come voluntarily, or I'll be forced to take you." Due to the fact that she's still recovering from that ass whooping that Victoria gave her, she decided, okay, fine, I'll go with you. And lock my damn door. How the hell you get a key to my shit? I'm like, this Secret Service, honey, these motherfuckers are crazy. So that went down. Then we see that Kyle goes to Lily's and he begins to start questioning her about what he found in the file. And she said, "You said there was nothing in there." She's like, "No, but now we got evidence to show that we see the two of you sitting together at the bar. And then there's also a part where you guys go into this area for like 45 minutes. And then when you come out, you go in different directions." She was like, maybe he was following me. And she kept it up. And I was like, bravo, Lily. Because Kyle's a crazy bitch. And Kyle has literally been traumatized by the BBD. Because I think Donald gave him the BBD. Because only the BBD can make you do crazy shit like that. And he's just bananas. And it's just on the rocket. She was like, yes. So, as again, I didn't know that man. He must have been following me. And that's all I gotta say. And she escorted his ass out. And I was like, there you go, girl. Yeah, keep that up. So then we see that Victoria, we go back to the White House with Victoria and Jason. She asks Jason, where's his sister? He's like, oh, Gail's gone. It's like, what the hell you mean she gone? I'm like, I'm saying she gone. And it gets to the point, she was like, you know what, you two little bastards get on my nerves. Where is she, boy? He's like, she left. So she goes into Gail's room and see the Gail's not there. He's like, where the hell she go? She's like, she left. She snuck out. She snuck out in one of the maid's cars. And she's like, which maid? He was like, I don't know. Victoria goes down to the command room with the Secret Service and goes the hell off. It's like, you incompetent motherfuckers need to find where my daughter is. And pretty much said that if y'all don't find her ass, all you motherfuckers are fired. Like, so then it goes back to Picky and Gail down at the trap house. Bees in the trap. Bees in the trap. And Gail is just so digmatized and in love. She ain't even thinking. Like, boo-boo, you in love with a hood nigga. Do you know how many bitches he probably got coming in and out of that room that you in? And you up in there like, I don't care about the White House. I want to stay here with you. And he's like, you sure nobody knows you here? He's like, only Jason. But Jason's nobody. I'm like, yeah, now everybody know your ass is going to be gone. So, trust me, Secret Service gonna find you. So you can run and tell that, honey. So, and pretty much Picky says that, girl, you crazy. You would rather be here in the hood than to be in the White House? And you would rather give that up to be down here in the bottom with us? And she was like, shit, only reason why y'all think it's great because y'all think that people who got it all, that they're perfect, and really they got problems too. Which is true. And then she was like, oh, give me some more of that meat. And he was like, girl, I just gave you some. She's like, is that all you got? I'm like, now the thing about it, boo-boo, Gail's only 16. Picky's a grown-ass man. So this is statutory rape. He don't even know he fucking a chick that's underage and that this shit can really come back to bite him in the worst way. So they about to get it in, and all of a sudden, Barry walk in and see them in bed together. And I'm like, oh, you in danger now, Gail. You ain't got Secret Service now to call. Now Barry can straight up strangle the fuck out of you, and there won't be nobody there to protect you but Picky. So that was a damn good ending to the Oval, because I was like, oh shit, her shit has now come back to roost. Now you away from Secret Service and shit. You to now run into the person you accused of raping you, and you sleeping with his cousin. Sorry, bitch. Like, I don't know what the fuck else to say in regards to that. That shit's crazy, but that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts. So until next time, everybody, take care.